Oh, yeah. So eventful week. Really, we've been really busy, haven't we?
Yeah, how come
No,
you don't have one of those cool intros like Richard has?
I don't know. I haven't thought about doing one. I don't know how they really work. That's what I have to speak to Gator.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
guys have obviously got too much time in their hands, you know.
I, I tell you what, when he rolled it out, I was like, God damn, that was impressive. As I'm drinking my water here.
That's it. Got it on silent. Says two people watching, so I take it must be me and you.
Uh, well, hold on. I'll get you a third real quick. Give me a second here.
Oh no, Robert Maxon. Robert Maxon. Hello, Robert. He's our dining partner on Christmas Day. He's coming to Soy Six Queen
I
Vic
was
with
getting
us.
ready to say, isn't Robert's coming to have the soy six
Yeah.
Christmas
Hello, simply. Yeah. No sound. He's saying
for who?
no
For
sound. He
both of
can't hear
us,
me.
both him and I.
Talk, Ryan.
Yeah, well, I've been talking. I can hear you just fine. Of course, we've got the delay. Robert, is no sound for me as well? Do I need to start sign language?
I don't know. Hopefully, we got sound. Still no sound. Yeah.
Hello, your sound is good. Richard's saying our sound is good.
All right.
Robert,
Cheers.
unmute. Robert, unmute your your computer speakers, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the new headphones anyway? You know, because do you like
Well, I
these?
love it. It shows it's just in time for Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I told you before, that nice little microphone looks like you got a vape pen permanently right there by your mouth. So you better be careful. That's like a 20,000 baht fine, from what I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's the same having a joint as well, isn't it?
Yep. No joints. No, that's the funny part. You get a see how we can put this where I don't get myself in trouble. Oh, who cares? 20,000 will get you from going to the police station, apparently, hypothetically. But if you get to the police station, you're going in front of the judge, and you might have to spend a night in the monkey house. Um, so it's very steep. If if I just caught Richard's comment, that's why I'm kind of laughing. I lost my
Yeah,
train of
so am I.
thought.
He's withdrawn it, but I can still see it in Steam StreamYard.
Okay, but if you're going down the road and you get caught with a joint, it's move along. It was funny right before the show last night. We I went to the green spot out there and on the dark side.
Okay,
Um, that's Josh and La La Land's place,
okay.
and he's all legitimate. He was showing me all of his licenses, and we'll get to this with visas because he actually started a business, and I mean everything is legitimate. He said it was like a surreal moment for him when immigration came down and took his picture in front of all his product, basically, all the
Oh,
green stuff. And he says the immigration did that for his visa and for all of his some of his licensing and everything. He says it's about a 4 or 5 month process. And he goes, the police show up and they're taking your picture next to marijuana and it's all legitimate.
unbelievable.
And so on the
Unbelievable.
way out, he's like, "Here, take this with you." And he knows I'm not into all that stuff, but I'm not going to sit there. I'm like, "No, no, no, no." He's like, "No, no, no, take it, take it, take it." And
Yeah,
it was a
what
little
is it?
gummy bear or a
Oh,
little gummy worm, and he's like, "Only take a third. Don't eat the whole thing." And I'm like, I'm not going to eat it at all. I'm getting ready to give this. I wind up giving it to Papa. And because he's been in some pain and having trouble sleeping. So I'm like, tell him take a third, don't eat the whole thing. He's a little Thai man. I'm like, tell him not to take. But I remember I'm like sitting there hiding in the seat of my motorcycle, like oh, we're up to something. Let me hide it under my raincoat. I'm going, wait a second, this is totally legal. I can take this thing and go down the road and there's no problem. In America, it's in America, unless it's like California or something or Colorado, you're in deep trouble. And I'm sitting here, I'm transporting narcotics. This is great.
Well, Mr. Mitch is in. He's up in the village. Internet down. He's had to use his phone, poor chap.
Oh, no, almost back to the dark ages. Next thing you know, he's going to be putting a floppy disk in or asking for a Playgirl magazine.
Well, look at the bright side. It could be in Qatar. At least you can get a drink there.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what happens.
That Qatar sounds like a nightmare to me. You know, if you're a fag or something, you've had it.
Yep.
You know, you got to get.
Are we talking about cigarettes?
Both, I think.
Okay. I always have to clarify with my UK people. I still can't get over that when I'm sitting in a bar or at a restaurant. I get up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go outside to go burn one, and they're like, going for a fag, Ryan? Are you? And I'm going, no, I'm going for a cigarette. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite.
Oh, you having a fag?
It's quite acceptable in the UK and Europe, really.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It still kind of catches me off guard because, you know, the guy that we all buy cigarettes from in my buddy's phone is known as the fag man.
Yeah.
And it's like, and no one like you don't bat an eye. The rest of us from America are going, yeah, I'll hold off on that.
It's the same as the cigarette machines. You know, when you used to get cigarette machines, you don't really get them anymore, but we always used to call them a fag machine.
The fag machine. Yeah. No, that was, yeah, I'm just going to stop before we get a couple strikes on YouTube.
But Qatar sounds like a nightmare to me. It sounds like a real, real naughty. You know, they're changing all the rules. You know, you imagine going there for a 2-week holiday. All the football crowd, they all drink. You know, it's a bit like an American football tailgate.
Right.
Well, they've just done away with the tailgate party.
Correct.
Yeah, can you imagine that, doing away with the tailgate party? Well, it's crazy.
Well, that's what, it serves them right. A lot of these places are getting in bed. A lot of these sports organizations, I mean, even down to professional wrestling did it with Saudi Arabia. And they're going there because they're luring them with some nice contracts and they're, rolling out the red carpet for them and everything. But they don't realize is a lot of your Middle Eastern countries are very, very conservative and very, very strict. I mean, their religion is rule, they have the Sharia law, and some of them aren't as strict for Sharia law, but some of them are. A lot of it's still based off of the Muslim religion. So they're very, very conservative, and you don't realize it till you get there. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, they were saying, technically it's, if you and I are in a restaurant and I drop an F-bomb or I get a little too loud sitting there at the table and I upset, a Qatar citizen, they can make a complaint to the police and I could get in trouble for it, for disturbing the peace.
Yeah. From what I can make out, Robert, it seemed to me they had an agreement they could drink inside the stadium and outside the stadium. They're now saying inside the stadium, unless you're in one of the VIP boxes, you can't drink.
Yeah, and don't forget,
and there's the Mitch.
And don't forget, you can't be drunk in public there either.
Oh, you can't be drunk in public, and you can't have sex in public. You'll be careful about taking your shirt off. I think, it's...
Well, I don't think they have a problem with sex in public unless they got a herd of sheep going through the city. So,
yeah, I think you can't have sheep with a camel, apparently. Can't have sex with a camel.
Yeah.
How
you doing there, Mitch? How you doing up there?
Poor lighting, poor internet.
Let me, Richard, that's actually not a Expats TV is a website. In fact, that's the homepage on the website. It's expatstv.com. It's an IPTV service. My chat, believe it or not, here I'll go ahead and put something in there. My personal channel that I in competition with Mitch on the worst channel in Patia for. I'm winning that war.
What's that?
Who's got the worst YouTube channel, me or you?
Mine's. Well, I guess it's existent because it's still up there, but I haven't put anything up in a month, I think.
Yeah, that's me there, Falon Kinok. and that just came at the recommendation of that
Because
came
you're
at
a
the
moderator, because you're a moderator, Recharge, you can go straight to the channel from that. So
yeah. Well, it's I remember it
Oh,
was Ryan's Adventures, and
oh, that's you. Okay, yeah. Duh, I didn't recognize it. That's so
yeah,
crap.
well, it was Ryan's
That's
Adventures, and Greeny was the one. He's like, Ryan, when I type in Ryan's Adventures, like kids programs come up. He says, come up with a name or
Oh
something. And
yeah,
I couldn't
can't
think
have
of
a.
anything. My cat's name was Kitty forever because I couldn't come up with a name for the
cat.
cat. So I was like, I'll just go by what, Papa calls me, which is Falong Ki Nok. And I didn't want to try to do the phonetics on the Thai part of it. So it's like actually Ki, which means shit, and then Nok, which is bird. So it's Falong lower than bird shit.
Wow, that's creative. Very
Yeah.
creative.
So Falong, Ki, and Nok. So a few people will get it.
Say that three
That's
times.
yeah. Falong, Ki, Nok.
How you doing, Mitch? How you doing? How's life?
I'm good. I'll be home. What day? It's Sunday, right? Sunday,
Yeah.
Monday. I'll be home tomorrow. I'll be
It's
back
Sunday
in
night.
Jomtien tomorrow. I should be at the Wombat tomorrow night for Greenie's
Oh, excellent. We're all there.
celebration. Yeah,
Oh, his funeral.
No,
yeah.
he's
No,
celebrating.
he's been married months now. So
Yeah.
Well, what do they call it? The wake or the pass or whatever. What's that? I've been to those before where you have the wake, then the funeral, and then after it's all said and done, they have like a repass. I think that's what it's called. It's called a repass, and it's basically a big party that they have for all family and friends, and everybody sits there and eat. And I had never heard of it before, and I was asked to go work one once actually. And normally you'll find it a lot of times in your Southern families and then in your Black culture as well, the African American culture. And I can tell you what, it was some of the nicest people that I had for the circumstances. They were all because I was just kicked back and relaxed and had my feet propped up basically because the venue that they were holding at required one of us to be there. And I probably had some of the best soul food. I was laughing. I actually took a picture of it because I was eating like ribs, greens. I mean, just all the soul food, the Southern soul food, cornbread, everything. And they even broke out a orange Fanta for me. And I took a picture of it and sent it out to my guys and said, "Hey, guess what I'm doing?" And they're like, "Where the hell are you at?" And I was like, "Well,
Yeah. That was good fun yesterday with Richard. That was good fun. I enjoyed that.
good show.
yeah."
It was great. Good job.
Yeah, as always. It was his introductions, I don't see how he's got time to do it. I don't, seriously.
I think before everybody came in, I told Tom we're in the first 30 seconds. I asked Tom, I said, Tom goes, "All right, Ryan, we're going live." And then all of a sudden everything pops up. I was like, "Hey, where's your big fancy introduction here? I'm kind of feeling gypped now." I mean, I've done stepped up to the major leagues with a production, and then it's like we're back in Bush League over here, back in the minors. This is like double A. This isn't even triple A.
I don't know how to do it.
Well, at least you get up and do a hula dance or something.
Yeah, well, I know, but I can't do that because Gift has already stolen that.
What's that? The hula dance?
No, Gift does a little dance at the end of her videos.
Oh, the chicken dance.
The chicken dance.
Yeah.
And the trouble is when you're 62 and you're trying to do a 62 and you're trying to do a chicken dance, it don't look
People
that
think
good.
you're having a seizure. Medics are getting called.
Yeah.
They'll be there.
Portable
in an hour.
lighting.
Don't worry.
Portable light here. God, this is ridiculous.
Well, you up in Chiang Rai still?
Yeah,
Mitch?
I feel like I'm. No offense to anybody living in Chiang Rai, but I don't like camping, brother. I'm tired of. I've done my camp. Sorry. Oh God, I'll just take the fifth.
Have you been into Chiang Rai itself? You've been in there? You've been
Oh
to
yeah,
Hungry?
yeah. Of course,
Did
of course.
you go to the Hungry Wolf or no? No.
We lost your audio there too. Ah, damn, we're having some problems with.
Is it my audio that's gone?
Let's see if I can point down at Mitch. How we do this, Mitch? We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, listen, we got a fan. Richard says his mama
Wow.
has
Okay.
become a big fan of
That's
us
better.
too.
Yeah.
I think what the balance is, and I think that's what you said it as well, Richard, because you got Tom and I, and you've got someone from the South, Southern United States, and then you've got Tom over here that was born and raised in London and did some time out in Spain and some other places. But you would think, he's more cultured and more, polished around the edges. And here I am, and I'm not kidding you. I literally grew up off a road that was called Bayou Liberty and Bayou Bonfaka. Well, if you wanted to say it real quick, because we had the Bayou Bonfaka Bridge, so I'd always say it's the Bonfaka Bridge.
That's
And
a
everybody go, what?
mouthful.
I was like, it's Bonfaka Bridge. And they're like, what? And I was like, Bonfuka. If you ever look at it, everything's spelled like Richard. He spells it like Ree. If he would have spelled it Richard, that's Richard all day long back home. It's not Richard. It's Richard. Same thing with
Hey, Daz.
Kuzan. So
Kuzan.
So you take me and then put me next to Tom, and it's just opposites there. You're not expect because Tom's going Bella, 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 and I'm like, the wine tastes great.
But it works. It's a laugh, What we do it for a laugh as well, don't we? So it's not,
yeah.
We try not to take life too serious.
No.
And it's also got us out of just being in the wombat all the time. So it's quite good, really, because it's nice to travel around.
I'm being serious. We really probably need to try a salad because I'm telling you what, I feel the weight coming on. I'm finding myself. That's why we're not getting as much content, is because on the days that I'm not going out at these restaurants, I'm eating a lot smaller meals and trying to pace myself a little bit, because every time we go to these restaurants, we're eating these big portions. And of course, we got to get dessert and try everybody's food. And I'm done for the day. And I'm like, I don't even want to eat the next couple of days. So, hey, it's Mike again. Hey, Mike, we're talking about your new channel, Eating Out Patia. Mike said on his live stream he was going to do a channel called, instead of Eat Out Patia, he's going to Eating Out Patia. So, but it was going to be a totally different style of show. So, I think it's something. I think he said something about OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
2 more nights in Pasadena, huh, Robert?
Yeah.
On, buddy.
We're having. Well, the thing is, we're having Christmas dinner on Soy 6. We're doing Soy 6 Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, the Queen Vic.
Queen Vic. Yeah, that's right. Queen Vic's on Soy 6.
Yeah.
And just for Tom, it's also on Soy 6-1. You've got the back door there. Excuse the pun. Moving along.
It must be something to do with these headphones.
Who's got the?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got new headphones there?
Oh,
yeah. We was doing a screen test with Richard yesterday, and the headphones failed or something. I was getting feedback, so
yeah,
Richard,
you were under the table there for quite a while. Yeah, I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear any of the feedback. When I was watching.
Yeah, but Richard. Yeah, well, so Richard made me feel so guilty. I had to go and cash some gold in and go and buy some headphones. Went down the gold shop.
Oh, poor Kevin. He's back home.
Poor Kevin's back home. Yeah.
You guys' color looks good. Mine looks terrible. That's a little better. No.
Well, you on your computer or on a phone?
I'm on my laptop, but I'm in a dark room with. I'm waiting for spiders and shit to come. Anyway, yeah.
But the funny thing is, we went to buy the headphones, so I met up with met up with Ryan and his friend, and then I was going to buy some Hello Kitty headphones.
Yeah.
I almost had them talked into it. The little pink headphones, the ones with the ears on it right there. They had some of those, the black ones, and then right next to it they had the pink ones. I said, well, if you're going to get the black ones, you might as well go all the way and get the pink ones with the ears on it. And he
I would.
had them in his hand, and I was like, you're going to do it. Like, you're really going to do this.
Get me a peach drink, baby.
Not
That's
beneath
not-
me at all.
No. Well, hey, if it works, it works. I always said before at work, if they gave me a pink car to drive around, I didn't give two rats rear ends because it's got a gas card. So if it's free, go with it. But I'm not going to buy a pair of pink glasses, or pink headphones.
All right, okay.
Going to try broadcasting live from the Fireworks Festival Friday and Saturday. Stay tuned, you guys, heading over to watch the fireworks. Yeah, I tell you, I forgot all about that, too. It was mentioned to me yesterday. This weekend coming up is the Fireworks Festival down in, what do they call it? Is it the Fireworks International or what?
Yes.
Whatever it is, the Pattaya Fireworks Festival.
Is that down in Pattaya?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and I can tell you what, it's going to be.
So
last year the traffic was ridiculous.
Look at my count. Oh yeah,
ridiculous,
unbelievable. Yeah,
This past
Friday and Saturday.
You missed out on this past weekend, Mitch. I can already tell the traffic's picked up. I mean, traffic. I went to go pick somebody up at Third Road. I was playing taxi yesterday, and normally where his hotel is, I just zip right in. No traffic was backed up, so.
Where are you doing it, Mike? Where are you doing the your live broadcast from? Do you know? Or if not, just Linus and we can meet up or something.
Well, here's a 4 countries competing should be cool. Yeah, it usually is cool. It's just getting there is a pain in the butt. Now, here's my big question for Mike is, like, normally when I wake up, I'm still picking the lint and the crust out of my eyes when y'all go live for y'all's show on Saturday mornings. And then it's playing the game on my phone of trying to find out where I'm going to watch what channel, because half the time I'll just click on your channel and it pops up. Or I'll click on Robbie's, or like this last Saturday, I went to the spot and I was sitting there at the spot and it was like me and another lady and then Joe for a second. What if we had to direct people to y'all's show, what channel would you like them to go to? Ideally. And then we'll wait 30 seconds for the response because StreamYard sucks. That's if Mike's still here.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying he's going to do it from the corner of Soy 6. I reckon it'd be quite good to do a live stream from that restaurant on the 5th floor in Central Festival.
Central Festival. Oh, you mean the pizza company?
No, on the 5th floor. On the 5th floor, you go down to the lift. It's on the right-hand side.
Yeah. But everybody else is thinking about that. I tell you, I was out last year. I passed up. I was on the hill, and I saw people out there with like professional photographers, like real photographers with the long telescopes. I mean, those lenses that are like this long on try. I mean, they had some professionals set up there on top of Big Buddha Hill. So, okay, so he says he's waiting for the spot to get 1,000 subs until then multi-stream.
Yeah, well, he's not far away though, is he? If you want to put the link up, Mike, because you're not very far away. You're about 860, I think, when I looked yesterday.
Yeah, you're much closer to 1,000 subs than we are right now.
Yeah.
And I think they'll get it quick because Robbie's back here making content. So.
Yeah, but is he making content on his channel or on the spot?
Yeah, he does, but he promotes the spot pretty hard. So
okay,
they should be able to.
Yeah.
Get that relatively quick.
Yeah, it's the. Oh, there you go. So he's done it there on the spot. Yeah, I've subscribed, and I think probably most people on here have.
Yeah, I've leveraged my YouTube accounts.
Yeah,
I pretty
You
much do
betcha.
that for
Yeah.
everybody,
yeah.
because I've got eked out Patia and then my personal one. So
Yeah, I've got my personal one, and that's hard enough to manage itself. You know.
So that
well, let's
starts
see. So
in.
if the fireworks, I'm trying to think of probably one of the. We went down last year we took the bikes down to just past kind of where the Coast Guard is down there, past the lighthouse, by Bally High Pier. We went down the back way down the mountain. We took the back way
Yeah.
down from Pratamac down through the lighthouse. And I had to weave in and out and go slow going down the hill. Now, when it was done, they were double parked all the way up the hill. So there was no getting up or down. And you were stuck no matter which way you went. And
Yeah.
it was bad. And I was going, man, we got to find something better for next year because I do enjoy it. Hopefully, if I can find somebody. No, I don't think you'd be able to see it from the one tower. Maybe the Unix. I know a few people in the Unix go up to the roof on the Unix or one of them down there. Or maybe we'll just.
Mitch was at a place last year. Can't remember where. You was with Nick.
Yeah, I was with Nick. I
God.
right next to the police station, and we were drinking too, and it was a curfew and no alcohol. But we were... Or was that the year before?
That was last year, Mitch.
Been two of them. I've been to two now.
Yeah,
Shit, I can't remember.
Last year, because I was on the beach, and you said come up, and I said no, I can't gate crash. I felt embarrassed, because
Yeah. We God, I don't know the name of it. I know how to get there though.
The rooftop or something.
Yeah, it's right on the. Yeah, it's nice. It's only about 6 floors.
Yeah, we could always go gate crash the ghost tower right there by Bally High Pier. There ain't nobody there. Lots of rooms available.
God, I could find it on Google Maps. I don't remember the name.
I do have a feeling though this
venue.
city's going to be rammed this weekend.
It's going to be rammed. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it was rammed.
Like
it was
6-1 rammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6-1 rammed. It's going to be busy.
Especially with everything wide open now.
If Mike's going live, I will support him from here.
Yeah, Mike, please get some good pictures of the fireworks. We'll all be watching from our computers.
At Joe's on Thanksgiving down in Prachuap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking at my calendar,
it looks like you're leaving
I've
on
already
Tuesday
said,
or Wednesday.
I've already said that I'm coming back Friday the 25th.
Oh, really? You're coming back that soon, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to be in Patia tomorrow. Going to do Greenie's thing Monday night. Take Tuesday off, and then Wednesday drive down to Prachuap.
And then Friday drive back.
Yeah. But if it, I may end up coming back on Saturday. But it'd be kind of nice to be live at the fireworks show. Maybe street sniping somebody, like Mike or something.
We've got a Peaky Blinders. We're doing Peaky Blinders on Thanksgiving.
Oh, awesome!
So let's see. So Richard goes. What the fireworks are usually over at what time?
Midnight, 11. I don't remember now.
Shit.
You're gonna have to help me with that.
Because you're a Mao.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna Google it.
I think that's the problem when you're doing fireworks. You've got to have really good cameras,
I tell you, probably the one that will work the best for you is the damn iPhone Pro Max.
Friday and Saturday.
I don't know how well it'll do on a live stream. Let me see if I've got some video of it from last year.
25th of November, fireworks from Canada, fireworks from Malaysia, fireworks open. The last fireworks show is 9:35, according to this. I'll hold comment on this.
See, last year it was packed. Last year it was absolutely
pop-ups here.
It was round.
Just watch that beach fill up. I mean, from just a few people and lights flashing to just a complete zoo.
Yeah, I ended up in Istanbul kebab shop.
Yeah, I don't have any video from it. All I have is pictures. The pictures didn't do too bad. They weren't great, especially from where I was at.
I done a
They're
video on
not
it.
the
I done a
best
video
in
on
the
it.
world, but they came out okay.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
about
That was some
50 views.
distance away.
I've got a few. Let me look at my not safe for work file.
Not safe for
Because
work.
Have you been staying in a hotel up there, Mitch, or you staying in a hotel, or you been staying in the
Both.
village?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both. Man can only take so. I mean, yeah.
See, if I was up where you are, I would just be the hungry wolf every day.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here.
It's just one of my favorite restaurants in the world.
Well, you got. I actually had messaged on YouTube the other day for Kat, and I put on there, "Hey, you need to buy Jim a tractor now," and she responded back, "He wants one," or something. I forget what exactly she said, and I was like, "Listen, y'all buy a tractor, I'll come up there and visit.
Yeah,
I ain't afraid to get on there and
Yeah,
go
see, I took
run the
this
fields."
photo last year on the 26th of November at 10:39 p.m.
yeah.
and the fireworks had yet to go off big time.
Okay.
Oh yes, that was a nice young lady that
Yeah. When you
Bangkok that I
transfer
ran into.
money over, Mitch, again this week on next week?
Oh, probably next week.
Yeah, that's it. You'll be better off doing it the following week. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon the US dollar's going to go down a little bit to start off the beginning of the week, and then it'll go back up again. So it could go down to 35 tomorrow, then go back up to 37 by the end of the week. So,
But traffic and all that, if it's bad, I just walk over to the A7 or something and stay till closing.
well, that was madness tonight on the show. Nick show.
Oh yeah, madness. Yeah. Nick was talking when Nick lost his audio. It's like I can't hear anything, and I was going to say, join that fucking crowd. I can't hear crap ever when I'm there. Well, yeah, it's like that anywhere, even at the Wombat.
He's had a tough week. I felt sorry for Nick. He's had a tough week.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I mean, it just when it rains, it pours, huh?
Comes in threes.
So he had that regular guy, Neil.
I never met Neil. Never met.
And then his ex manager from Hacienda. He's also sick as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why you got to just retire as early as you can, because you never know, do you?
Yes, sir.
That was my argument. One of the guys at work, when I kind of like just popped it on him and said, I'm out, because there was one person at work that figured out what I was doing, because he come over to the house and I needed some help, and I was clearing out my garage and I was giving him a whole bunch of tools, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing, just that." He goes, "Man, I've known you for a long time, Ryan." He says, "You got a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan. When you said you don't know what you're doing, you're full of shit." He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "You're up to something." And that's when I was like, "Well, I'm out." I said, as soon as the dotted line sold on this house, I'm going to work and calling it a day. And he just started laughing. He was the only one that figured it out. And then when I went in there and said, "All right, that's it," I got phone call after phone call from people going, "Have you lost your mind? What are you doing?" And one guy called me and he said, "What's going on? What are you doing?" He says, "Man, I can't believe you're giving all this up. You're throwing 20 years down the drain, blah, 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 this, that, the other." I said, "Steve, you should know as well, about time and stuff like that." And I said, look, and his wife she's one of the 15% that survived pancreatic cancer, and they were touch and go for like 2 years. And I mean, it scared he was, and I said, "Y'all changed y'all's, outlook on life." It was like, we're going to do stuff now. We're not going to wait till we retire. We're going to go take those trips, buy the Jeep, do this, do that. because she's living on borrowed time. I said, so look at me. I said, what happens if, I make it to retirement and have a heart attack a year later, this, that? I said, I'm going to go enjoy myself and do what I want to do right now while I can. And he was like, and as soon as I put it in that perspective for him, he goes, you'll always have a bedroom at my house if you want to come back. He says, wish you the best of luck, brother. I'm going to miss you. And that was it. So I don't recommend for everybody to do what I did, but I don't regret it so far.
Robbie's in.
Yeah. Hey, Robbie, what's going on, buddy? Tomorrow at Wombat, I'll text you later. So
I think everybody knows that, like 7 o'clock. I think he's invited the world.
Well, my favorite is he said he was going to have somebody out there checking everybody's phone to make sure they were subscribed to his channel, and if they weren't subscribed to his channel, they had to hit the subscribe button. Then he'd let them in. So I was like, fair enough on that. I said that's not a bad idea. I might go stand at the door saying, "Hey, you can come in if you subscribe to my channel." So
yeah.
I'm going to look something up here.
Yeah, well, he said it's 7 o'clock, isn't it? Which is quite late, isn't
it? For everybody over 70, yeah. But for the rest of Patia and jumped in 7 o'clock, when you just start thinking about going out.
Yeah, I suppose so. I've had to give Anna Tuesday off school, so she's coming to the party tomorrow night, so she's off Tuesday.
Well, yeah, let her run around and go bother everybody and play pool.
It's going to be such a late. We're not going to get home to 11 or 12.
Ugh. I don't know.
So by the time I go to the grab shop,
depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. I'm probably going to take a cab over there because I might have a few Jack Daniels.
It's always good to have a.
I might go
when it comes to transpo.
I might go.
Yeah, come on, I'm right. You know how far away I am. It's so easy just to go down to the corner and just grab the motorcycle taxi or the Bolt guy and say, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, I do Bolt because I'm usually I'll wreck some motorcycle taxi because usually I'm 3 sheets to the wind.
I don't.
I'll pull them over. I'll tip them over.
I'll tell you what, Bolt's a good shout.
It is. I mean, $2, like 60 baht, 68 baht, something like that from the Wombat.
It's 600 baht for me, but it's worth it,
Yeah, it's at the Wombat, Robbie. It's Granny's repass. I think we established that's what it was. Repass. That's the party after the funeral.
Yeah, it's the wake.
Repass. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called when you have the because you have the wake before the funeral, then you have the funeral and the burial, and then it's afterwards the party is the repast. So I guess that's going to be.
I always thought the wake was after. I had no idea.
The wake's after.
No, wake is before.
No, after.
You gonna make me look this shit up?
Yeah, I'm like, I always thought, man, I'm getting an education tonight, folks. Help me out.
It could be English in America. It could be like London.
For America, what is a wake is also known as a funeral reception, is an event where close friends and families of the deceased gather to pay their respects to the loved one. Traditionally, a wake is referred to the viewing held before the funeral, but nowadays it's usually held after the funeral or memorial service. So they're both right, and that's coming out of a UK website.
Yeah, he got married. Yeah, he did, Robbie.
Yeah, he got married.
In America, and the only reason why I know this is because I dealt with a lot of the funeral homes. Usually when they say they'd wake them, it's before in America. Okay. And like I said, I had to work a repass once, and I didn't know what a repass was. And I was like, what the hell is a repass?
So what is a
repass?
So
wake is before the funeral.
Yes, wake is before the funeral, and then they're calling a... Let's look that one up. Repass.
Is that kind of a test run to make enough noise to make sure that the guy's dead?
Yeah. A repass is any gathering after the funeral service. You might have heard it called a reception, which is called commonly known as day. Repass are less formal than a funeral service or memorial. They are typically open to everyone who came to the funeral, though they can also be private depending on the family. So there you go.
Yeah, wow. Because
I was right. So we're going to Greeny's repass.
Yeah, because on a funeral there is no invitations on a funeral.
Yeah.
Anyone can go. Anyone can go to a funeral.
If you have any bilingual people, how bilingual do they have to be?
Bilingual
Because
in
y'all
what?
are in. No, I've already talked to Robbie about this. I know somebody up in Bangkok, and she's pretty bright.
Huh.
Her English is pretty decent. She used to be in real estate and all down here, and Patia, she used to work at the España. She used to run a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Another person as well is Fern.
Yeah, that one would. I mean, Fern would actually be perfect. I mean, that's true bilingual.
Yeah.
But she's
Fern
down
is
here. I think they're looking for somebody up in Bangkok.
Bangkok.
And you got to realize Fern's been westernized. She's going to want them Western prices. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see Fern tomorrow night. She'll be at the.
Yeah.
She'll be at the. I'd imagine she'll be there.
I
Yeah.
would imagine.
Who's got anyone got a contact details? Mitch, you got it, or you got a contact details?
I've just got her line. I don't have her.
Do you want to text her online to see if she's going to Greenies do tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Robbie will probably be there. So Robbie can.
There's going to be a load of people there tomorrow, I think.
I'm curious to see if they're going to shut down the place.
Well, it's the first time we've been in the Wombat for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh,
I've only been in there once in the last 6 weeks.
Oh no, I was there last Sunday, and I think once during the.
Yeah, well, you live around the corner, don't you? So for you,
yeah, so it's easy.
The trouble is, when we're meeting up at all these restaurants, I just don't get time to get there, because.
Yeah. Well, it's convenient for me, and like I said, what I enjoy most about it is sitting there at the table and looking at the water.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, anyway, Steve's so busy now. Anyway, the bloody place is rammed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I drive past, it's rammed. It's rammed.
Yeah, that's why I'm there at 10:00. Yeah, I'm there after that lunch, after the breakfast push, and before the day drinkers come in.
Hello,
so I was thinking about going down there, Robbie, earlier today, but I got sidetracked and I wound up I did all the domestic stuff today. Everybody talks about how easy life is over here, but when you're Falon Kinok, you don't hire somebody to clean your condo. So I actually did all that stuff myself. So today was laundry, clean the toilet, wipe down the stove, do all that stuff, like do a good deep clean, take out the trash, all that stuff to make it look like you're not some dirty Indian person living in an apartment. So when you walk into my place, it smells nice.
I thought I was in India today. I was at the prehistoric gardens in Jomtien Na.
Nongnuch?
Yep, and it was full of Indians. It was absolutely rammed.
Wow. I was
one of them
there
even grabbed hold of my wife and said, "Oh, I need a photograph with you. I need a photograph with you."
Surprised you didn't tell him to piss off.
No, it was actually stronger than that.
Yeah.
She doesn't like them.
I went on a day that it was blazing hot. I'm telling you, I was sweating my ass off walking around there, and I was probably here for about 2 weeks, or I'd been in country for about 3 weeks. So you still had to wear a mask, everything. And I was walking around, and it was just endless. But I was in a lot of the sections by myself, so it was great for filming. I was the only one around until I got to like the dinosaur portion and everything.
Well, the amount of money got into that is unbelievable.
And if I remember correctly, it wasn't that expensive to get in. I want to say it was like 200-300 baht for a Falong, and if you Thai, of course, it's cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I went in with my Thai ID and my wife and the daughter. It was 300 baht for the three of us.
Yeah, when I was up in the White Temple, what's the touristy one between Chiang Rai and Chiang Mai? They call it the White Temple. I forget the actual name of it, but it's a tourist temple, and everybody complains about that because if you're Thai, you get in for free, but if you're a foreigner, you have to pay 200 baht. So of course, I'm there with 2 Thais, and they're getting ready to walk in, and it said something: if you have if you show your Thai ID, you get into you get in, and I just walked up and paid my 200 baht, and Papa was talking to the lady, and he's motioning over to me like, and he says, "Show him your license. Show him your license." And I showed her my license. She goes, "Okay, come in." And I was like, "Well, here's my ticket. I already paid." She says, "Oh, you didn't have to," or whatever she said.
Yeah.
Whatever, you didn't have to pay. She didn't say those exact words, and I was like, "Yeah, because I've already paid. You probably would have told me no if I would have walked up and said, 'Here's my Thai license.'" But I've heard it go both ways in a lot of places. Sometimes if you show them that Thai license, they're like, yeah, no problem. Or if you're with a Thai, I think if I walked up by myself and I had a Thai license, they'd be like, yeah, right, fat boy, for long, pay the 200 baht. But when I go with Papa, and it looks like I'm going there with a family, it's a lot different. Now, when I just go there with my friends, everybody's looking, going, "Oh yeah, he's on holiday, and that's his short time." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a short time that's turned into a really long time." Um, but when we go places with either Mama or Papa or one of the family members or something like that, no one bats an eye at it. They're like, "Oh, he's a respectable for long, taking care of the family."
Oh, right.
I'm
Okay.
going, Jesus.
Yeah. So we went there today. Then we went to an elephant park where Anna rode an elephant, and we done some more footage there,
Doesn't she do
and
that every day at home?
more or less.
Okay.
And she loves the elephants. She's just not scared of them.
Mhm.
And then we ended up going to Pam Pam Pizza in John Tiem Na, and that was fantastic. That was really good.
Ooh, I've heard good things about Pan Pan. Did it beat the other one?
Sicily?
Yeah.
No,
No.
but there's not a lot between them.
I mean, you're talking about,
Sicily's number one.
yeah, I don't want this to turn into Dave Portnoy's, one bite, everybody knows the rules. But if we stuck to pizza, we'd have content for years to come. Even here, I mean, look at Portnoy. You ever heard of El Presidente with Barstool Sports? You ever seen that?
No.
Can you
If you
guys
ever
hear
get a
me?
chance,
Can
yeah,
hear
I
you.
hear you, Mitch.
Okay,
Do
yeah,
the old,
pass that information along to Fern. She's going to be there tomorrow night. If you had your
Excellent.
email, Mike, I'm a good assistant.
Mitch is going to want
Okay,
a
go ahead.
finder's fee, Mike.
No.
No. Okay, I'll take his finder's fee, Mike.
Yeah, you take it.
I tell you, that was pretty. I know a guy that likes to buy condos, and I knew where he'd been buying condos, and one come across my feed, so I sent it to him, and he starts asking me a whole bunch of questions, and he's like, and I finally said, I said, "Dude, I just told you it came across my feed. I thought of you. I was looking out for you. Look into it. I don't know any of the questions you asked." And he goes, "Oh, I thought you were trying to sell it to me." I said, "No." I said, "I'm not out there trying to, cut in on the action or do this or do that." I said, "I knew you had just recently bought there and that you're buying a few condos. Here's another one just like the other ones at a good price." And he's like, "Yeah, it is at a great price." He says, "That's why I'm asking a whole bunch of questions." He goes, "Well, I appreciate the hookup." He says, "I'll have to buy you a beer if I see you again." I said, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care." So I'm always joking around, but I tell you, there's got to be a lot of that in Pattaya where people try to be the middleman real quick and try to work in a deal to get a cut. And I'm like, good grief, man, just hook up your boy. Just help a friend out.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
help a friend out. It's ridiculous. I've had a lot of
Yeah.
offers. I just don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Mitch, we just don't work, do we?
Yeah, I don't want any of the headaches, man. Don't want any backlash.
Yeah. That's my biggest worry with Expats TV is if it doesn't work correctly for a person. That's why it took me so long, because I sat there and tested the hell out of it's right there in the background for you. But I told you this, it took me a month testing out so many services, and that's the one that I found was the better out of all of them. And I even used it for 3 weeks before I even did anything else. Before I said, "Hey, do you want to try to, buy this or anything?" I did it for 3 weeks and was like, nope, this is how we're going to play this, because last thing I want to be known as a snake oil salesman.
Yeah. Well, I only use it for the live sport,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
That's awesome.
Tom, you do realize that I have the resellers panel, so I can see when you're tuning into all the naughty channels.
All right, okay. Is that
So
me or the
don't
wife?
don't
So you can
BS.
see what's
Is,
watching.
it,
Yeah.
is that me or the missus?
I don't know.
That's
I
Who's
really-
ever watching Slam Granny and the Fanny?
It definitely ain't me, I can tell you.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Poon.
Oh,
That's all
right.
that is.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
me
God.
either. That sounds like I better.
Yes.
Well, you've taken the adult off of mine, haven't you? I think.
I don't know.
I hope so.
I thought you said you were going to put a pin on it.
No, I don't even need it.
Yeah.
I don't even need it. I do need a bit of BN Sport though.
Oh, that's right. We talked. Why didn't you send me a message after the show tonight? We'll give that a test run.
Okay. Yeah, no, but and you can take the Thailand off, so don't watch that.
Yeah, it's shit anyways.
Yeah, I just don't watch it anyway. I just don't. You can probably take the Canadian.
Mitch,
off
can
as
you
well.
hear us? Raise your hand if you can hear us, because I think your video or your audio went down. Nope, it's back.
I don't know what's happening, but every few seconds my mic just mutes out.
It's called Northern Thailand. Maybe if you had light up headphones like Tom does, they would work all the time.
Yeah, I kind of want Hello Kitty though.
I can take you to the store when you get back
Do
tomorrow.
the ears light up on the Hello Kitty?
If not, we can always attach some LEDs to them.
Yeah, it's weird.
We can
It's
make
just
that
all of a sudden
happen.
my stuff will just mute.
Yeah. Oh, good. Talk amongst yourselves. It's time for Ryan's piss break.
Okay, take your piss.
Hey, Tom, watch this. When you go to get up, you do this first. See how that works?
Well, this just in. Brian Flowers is back from the UK. And
Oh, really?
Patio update. Yep. Patio update. Just downloaded a video.
Yeah, well, I wanted to contact Brian and ask him
upload
what bar of his he recommended us go into after the Queen Vic as part of the Christmas Day Queen Vic experience.
Well, that's a good idea, or a good question.
You know, because if you had one of his bars where all the girls were dressed up in like Santa Claus,
Yeah.
that could be quite a laugh, you know.
Yeah, sure could.
Yeah.
Now, Queen Vic, is that on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve? What?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, the 25th. Okay. I honestly don't know where I will be.
I think you're up in with Chuck, aren't you?
I don't know. I mean,
No?
I haven't
Okay.
really.
If you want to come, you're more than welcome to. If you want to come, you're more than welcome. I've just got to increase the numbers. So Robert Mack's coming and his wife's coming. I'm coming and Ryan's coming. But I'm leaving the wife and the daughter at home.
It just muted again, but I corrected that. Wow, that's just really bizarre. I'm using a hub though. Maybe the hub's bad.
Is it? Have you had an update on your phone?
I'm on my laptop.
Right, you're on your laptop. Okay, because my laptop updated the other day, and I lost my mic.
Email
Right.
sent. Mike, are you still in? Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of a anyway, Fern just messaged me back. Yep. She'll be there tomorrow, like I already said, and she emailed Mike. She's
And she could
busy,
be-
man. She's busy.
But she's also got a lot of personality, hasn't she? She's got a great personality, so she's. You gone quiet again, Mitch?
Yeah, it's weird. Just the mic goes, not the headphones. I can still hear you. Weird.
There's Fern. She's in the chat.
There we go. Hey, Fern. Was just talking about you. Were your ears ringing?
We was just saying what a great personality you got, Fern. You can come in the chat if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, the StreamYard link's right up on top.
Yeah,
Pop in and say hi.
you can pin that now. It's a new feature.
Yeah.
You can pin it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen that. New to
Yeah,
you.
but
I've seen it. I've seen it for 3 years now. Tom, I'm just
really,
kidding. It's been, yeah.
media is not my IT skill set.
It's
To be
not
honest
mine
with
at all. I'll tell you what. I just
you. Well, you do a bloody good job at it, Mitch. You know, and everyone loves you. You know,
tweet, little birdie. Tweet.
and Dave. Everyone loves Dave. Everyone loves Santa.
So Queen Vic on Christmas Day, huh?
Yeah,
We'll
it's only
see
like
where I'll be. I got a lot of traveling planned.
it's $700. It's $700. But
Yeah.
to book it, I need definite numbers because they.
Yeah, exactly.
But we booked it for 12 o'clock.
Yeah, understandable, Fern. No
So
problem.
We're going.
Fern must be down at A7 DJ.
She'll be there tomorrow, though.
No, at the old Wombat. It kind of cracked me up with when the channel first got spotlighted when Fern was doing the vlogger review.
Yeah.
And you got Fern there that does all this stuff about, hey, I'm into health and fitness and eating right and doing everything great. And by the way, we're going to spotlight these two fat guys that go around eating pizza. It was like, boy, we got some polar opposites there.
Yeah. Well, Fern's really fit, isn't she? She's as strong as an ox.
Yeah. So it was like, Fern, what you think about these two guys? Oh, well, it's kind of the opposite of my channel.
At the moment, Robert, there's 4 of us at the moment.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Christmas.
There's 4 at the moment. There's 4 at the moment, but I've had to book it because, like everywhere, everything
it's getting
is getting booked.
Yeah,
everything
solid.
is getting booked. You just can't. Peaky Blinders, where we was going to go for Christmas Day, is fully. Leave the cat alone, please.
What did we do last year, or did we?
We
did Thanksgiving, right, Tom?
Yeah, we went to Route 66.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Christmas we didn't do anything. I think it was at the Wombat, maybe.
Wombat. We done Wombat last year.
Yeah. I have to look at the pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Wombat. It was me, you, and TT.
It was Wombat. That's right. It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may be up in Nissan. I may be up northeast.
Yeah. But I think the Queen Vic has got a fantastic reputation for its carvery. I've never been there, never done it.
No, I've never done a big meal there either.
I can tell you that this is where my expertise comes in.
Okay.
We share a mutual friend, Mitch, that doesn't like to be on camera or mentioned, so you know who that is. Used to live in the same building with him.
Yeah.
Yep. We used to have the Soy 6 Sundays, and we'd always go down to the Queen Vic to go eat there. They had the little buffet with the carving. You had, the roast and the this and that and the pork, and you had all the sides, and it was fantastic.
The Sunday roast or something else?
No, it was legit. Like they had a big old hunk of meat, and they'd carve it for you. Like you had a carving station with 3 meats and do all that stuff. Nice. You had the mashed potatoes and the this and the that. Yeah. And I mean, it was fantastic. It was probably like $2.99 or $3.99, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then after we'd eat, we'd always get up and peruse the street a little bit. Sure. Well, I can remember always going into one of the bars, sitting down, ordering a beer, getting about halfway through it, and saying, "All right, I'm going home. I'm done."
Right. When you was away, I said to Mitch, if he could speak to Brian Flowers and ask what bar he wants us to go into after Soy 6. No, and have all the girls dressed up in Santa Claus outfits.
Oh yeah. Now I can tell you that I stopped in for a little while I was between cleaning earlier. I sat out on the balcony and I was listening to Nick, and he had Ed Sweeney on the show tonight, and they were talking about a lot of the stuff, and they were saying how much of bastards, YouTube's becoming towards, I think Ed summed it up perfectly. He said towards the female form. And, they're really starting to knock a lot of stuff. I know Brian's channel actually got like kicked out. He had to start another channel from what I'm understanding. And so there's a lot of people. And even Nick said he's starting to tone down the nightlife stuff. And he's starting just to do food reviews. And I was going, Jesus Christ, Nick, give me a break. Come on, man. Give me that little niche right now. He's doing a lot of restaurant reviews and a lot of daytime stuff because they're noticing that a lot of night stuff is nighttime stuff is getting knocked.
Hello, Robert. Robert Groves is in the house.
Yeah, great,
Mr. Robert.
Mr. Robert, I hope you're doing well.
Mr. Houahin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite. I just think, once we finish there, I'd probably go across to one of the bars and support one of Brian's bars just with a couple of drinks. It's Christmas Day, so
Yeah,
I'll send him a message.
I thought if something where we can go in, they don't mind having the camera on.
Well, my understanding is, that was always a taboo thing back in the day, and people used to talk about if they walked down Soy 6 with shit, I don't even have one of my sticks right next to me. But if you walk down the street like this, the girls are diving in the bars. Nowadays, they're going, hello.
Yeah.
They've realized the the power of social media and how you can add a few more customers that way. Yeah, I don't have my stick next to me. I just have the GoPro, which I barely ever use.
I used it today for the first time in ages.
I tell you, I broke out I've got a mini Moza P, which is a high class gimbal. It's like a $250 gimbal, and I broke it out and charged it up because it's good for taking the action shots, low everything.
I'll look that up.
And I have yet to use it, just because it's such
Mini
a
Moza. Wow.
It's just such a pain in the ass to. Well, it's a hybrid. It's when the Pro Maxes first come out, it was one of the first gimbals because all of the other gimbals were saying, "Listen, it's too heavy. We can't support it. Can't support the weight." And the Mini Moza will support, like a Canon camera. It'll support a good camera. So,
yeah. Robert said he's had a GoPro sitting on his table for years.
I know. I tell you,
he doesn't like it. And
I like it.
On duty.
Yeah, on mom duty. Yeah, Tom's on daddy daycare duty as usual.
Yeah, I'm on late daddy care duty.
Yeah, it's a daddy daycare. Now I did a fishing video. Shoot, I can't tell you if you went to my channel. It's an older video, and I had the GoPro out on the fishing boat with the microphone hooked up and everything, and it did beautifully. It did beautifully out there. But once again, we're on a boat, action, waves. Hello, Anna. Well, she can't hear me. So
go off, a bit, babe. Yeah, bedtime.
Bedtime, yeah.
Bedtime, baby. Bedtime now, please. You got school tomorrow.
And Tom, you were right about these mats. This mat is beautiful.
Oh, those mats, PC mats.
Yeah. I've got it on my desk. It made a world of difference. I got my little Coke Zero now sitting on it.
Massive
what mat
difference.
are you talking about?
Say now.
We're right next to Tucom. They have a little IT store where Tom bought his Pride headphones at, and they sell these little computer mats. They're probably about 2 feet by about 18 inches or so, and they're just a rectangular computer mat that you put down on the desk.
Oh yeah. We were looking at that when we were at Tucom.
Yeah,
not at that specific shop, but a different one.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Nice.
Yep.
They're quite heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, but I tell you, like I said before, every time I'd go to type or move the mouse, something like that, I was always putting that, it was always hurting my forearm right here. I was getting the lines from the table because this isn't
Oh,
a
yeah.
true computer table. This is just a little
Yeah.
pissant desk that I bought off of Lazada. So just
Yeah.
having this down, it helps out a bunch. I can rest my hand on it, everything. And for what was it, 170 baht, 150
Yeah.
baht? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Nice.
The good thing about it is when you're typing as well, your
Mhm.
skin doesn't come off your arms onto the table.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you just melt over here, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now I don't have aircon on. I've got the fan blowing on me, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, look, I haven't even got the fan on me. I've got nothing. I've just got a breeze coming through from the sea.
Yeah, I don't have
All
that.
right. Drive safe, Robert.
See you later on, Robert. So Christmas Day's booked, Robert. That's done. So you're in. So I've put the deposit down. So that's done. So if you want to come, if you're here, reason why I didn't ask you because I didn't think you was here, Mitch. I thought you was away. I knew you weren't going down to Phuket, but I thought you might have been up with Chuck for Christmas.
Yeah.
But if you're down here, you might as well come along. Like myself, I probably won't even have the starter. I'll probably just have the main course. I'll probably just have turkey and beef and whatever else they've got.
Yeah.
Now, for Thanksgiving, I can tell you that I want to see if I can pull the old just give me a little bit of turkey and a roll, and then just bring out the dessert. Because I looked at the dessert. He's got pecan pie, pumpkin pie, the blueberry cheesecake.
Wow.
He had something else, and I was like, yeah, the hell with the main courses. Just give me all the desserts, and I'll be happy.
You mean it as well, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm being dead serious.
That blueberry cheesecake we had last time we went in there with Gordon Tickle and all the guys last week.
Mhm.
That blueberry cheesecake was the best I've ever had.
You should have tried the one at Coons. I'm telling you, it might. They were both good. Just the style is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And see me, I like a sweeter cheesecake, and I could tell that they dialed it down a little bit because I've had that talks before with people.
Yeah.
You couldn't open up a bakery shop like we have in America here because it's just too sweet for people.
Yeah.
We have a couple specialty cakes that you can only really get back home. I've seen them outside of the New Orleans metro area a few times. Like we have a Dobash cake, and it's a layered, usually it's a layered chocolate cake, and it's got kind of, if you compare, it's like a fondue icing on top. If you eat a slice of this, you're looking for insulin, but we're so used to it. It's just too sweet for a lot of people. You have to have milk or something to go with it. Same thing with like a king cake, around carnival season. You get like a Randazzo's king cake. It's like a giant, it's way too sweet for people. And it will really knock their socks off. I come over here and you look at some of these desserts or these cakes, and I take a bite into it, and I'm like, man, did they forget to put the sugar in? So,
God, that looks good.
Well,
that sounds good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, on that, I'd let's have a look. Share.
What's that? The old Queen Vic?
Yeah. Cream of green pea soup with bacon. But I'll tell you what, man. A lot of people don't like that, but I love that soup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got the green pea soup.
Give me a couple of rolls on that. I'll be done.
Prawn cocktail. So I'd probably just have the prawn cocktail. But I'll be happy. On the main, all I want is roast turkey, roast lamb.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Oh, look at that. I don't even want a lot of meat. I just want to eat
Yorkshire pudding wrapped in smoked bacon, sage and onion stuffing.
What's the desserts, Mitch?
Christmas pudding laced with sherry, brandy, and custard, mince pies, apple crumble with custard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely do the. I'm gonna definitely have to do the old.
Apple crumble sounds really good.
Yeah, that one, because I don't think I'll be able to do the what is it? The lace with sherry. What do they call that? The traditional
Christmas pudding.
the Christmas
with
pudding. That's a UK thing.
Yeah.
yeah, custard
Yeah.
mince pies.
I'm not going to make it to dessert, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for it on the prawn cocktail and the main course.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow, I'm getting hungry now just looking at it.
Pie and mash.
Jeez Louise. I mean,
Andy,
I'm reading
pie
it. I'm
for
not.
Andy.
There's nothing there.
Pie and mash. Pie and mash. Andy's saying pie and mash. You know, but I'm going to have pie and mash in the week, though, Andy.
Man alive.
Oh.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go because people are staring at me funny here.
Well, they would do because you're up in the jungle, mate.
God dang it.
Just tell them you're talking to a couple astronauts.
Yeah, they're on Mars actually. They're
But Tom's actually from Uranus.
yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch, we're seeing you tomorrow. You got to have a sleep on the way down, Mitch, because that's a 13-hour drive, isn't it?
I'll let you know a secret, guys. I'm flying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're flying down. All right, okay, no problem.
Yeah. Someone has to drive though. Someone else has to get the car back.
Well, you be
That's not
careful
gonna
there,
be me.
Mitch. You know, when you fly back, you might get turned away out of the country.
That's right.
I tell you, I just had a buddy fly from Phuket, and
Thank you, Robert.
All right, take care, Mitch. Talk to you
All right,
tomorrow
take
night.
it easy, guys.
See you later on,
I'll-
Mitch. Thanks for popping
I'll
in.
wave.
Long
Yeah,
time
there
no
you
see.
go. So I just had a buddy come in yesterday, and he sent me a message. He's like, I just got in a taxi from the airport. I'll see you in 45 minutes. I was like, try an hour and a half. He goes, no, 45 minutes. It's quick. And I said, wait, where are you coming from? You coming from Utapao or are you coming from BKK? He goes, Utapao. I was like, no kidding. I didn't know that they were having flights. He caught a flight from Phuket to Utapao. I said, I didn't realize that the flights were back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it's a direct flight. I didn't get a question him too hard on it, but
it would be a direct flight, but
yeah, it's got to be a direct flight. So he came into Utapao
from Phuket.
Yeah.
I can't ever see myself going to Phuket.
I can, just to explore around for a weekend or a couple days or something. I was
thinking about going to Chonburi one day.
When they had the ferry service that was supposed to go out of Satahip, we were looking at taking the ferry down there with the motorcycles. What we were going to do is we're going to take the ferry down with the bikes and then drive all the way back. The only thing that kind of hung us up is we didn't want to go through Bangkok or even close, going south of Bangkok on the bikes. So
Uncle Andy. Look up there.
Where at? No, not me.
No.
I'm not Andy. All right, I'll pretend to be Andy.
My friend Andy.
She's going, that's not Andy.
There you go. Are you going to come say hello, Pry? Well, he's not on there, but he's on the chat, so he can see you if you come up.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I don't think Pry's got any clothes on, so you don't want to see that naked.
You'd be surprised. There's a bunch of guys. You've never heard that Ron White bit? He's like, it could be an old biker chick. You want to see my titties? Yep.
Yeah. How you doing, Andy? You doing okay? Andy doing okay? Andy's in the UK. He's a great guy.
Oh, God bless him.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's about your age. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, but he's in the UK. God
yeah,
bless
but
him.
he was one of the very few friends I had in the UK. Very few. I knew loads of people, but Andy was a really good friend.
Mm-hmm.
A good guy.
So are we actually going to get to tonight's topic? What was the show's topic? It was visas and...
Yeah, well, the visas are pretty easy, aren't they, at the moment? I think the visas are...
Speak for yourself.
Oh, no, you sorted out one of the guys in the chat earlier, didn't you? You took him to...
Yeah, for the most part.
And he's all sorted.
Yeah.
And now when you come here, you get 45 days straight away?
That's not... Okay... we have to use correct terminology. So you have visas and then visas exemptions. So yes, you
Right.
have 45 days under the visa exemption um, coming in the country, and a lot of people hope. Now you could always get 45 days on an exemption before, because you could go in there on a visa exemption for 30 days. And then if
Yeah.
you were cutting it kind of close, you could go back to one of the local immigrations and say, hey, can you give me 15 days? And they'd always extend you for 15 days on the exemption,
Yeah.
on the exemption stamp.
Okay.
Um, what's difficult is a lot of people, when they come in on an exemption and then want to change it to any type of your non-O's, OA, O this, O that, O blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 because you're not on a visa. You have no visa.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it's pretty difficult once you get the retirement visa, the education visa, the this visa, that, any type of a longer term visa, they're easier to convert to another one
Correct.
if you have the paperwork in order.
That's correct. That's
Um,
correct.
Talking to a friend last night, he just got his work permit. He's all on the up and up, and he even said, he goes, you know how, he says, I can do everything. He says, my work permit allows me, because he has a place. He's got a marijuana dispensary,
Yeah.
and he's got the permits to grow everything. And he said, listen, everything is legal. He says, I'm dealing with some of these shops because I'm selling. He says, I can also test. He says, I'm
Yeah.
testing the product. I'm set up to test how much THC is in the product. He says, and it's all legal.
I hope he's putting the good stuff to one side.
He said that he says that yes, OA to non-O, yeah, visa and country. He said that the highest number
Yeah.
he's seen so far is 28%
Oh wow.
here.
Wow.
And he says that's called the fire, whatever. He says, but he's starting to see better. He says, you've got a lot of California growers over here.
Really? I
says,
know, but you can't grow Cali style here.
See, and I don't know all the specifics. We had a long talk, and I'm sitting there nodding my head, going, you're out of my league on this one. If you want to talk about pies, cakes, and ice cream, yeah, I can hold a conversation. When you start
Yeah.
talking about, the bud, I'm very limited, on my
Yeah.
knowledge of it. I
Yeah.
can smell it, I can identify it.
Like
I know
Andy
what
in the chat,
THC.
Andy in the chat, he's an expert.
Yeah, and
my friend
and
Andy, me and Andy, we're good,
yeah. So talking to him, and he said, listen, that was the whole thing. He pulled a business. He's got business licenses. He's got a business visa now.
Okay.
He can, do everything. He can sit there, and when people come into the shop, he can, get behind the counter and explain what the product is, all legally, because that's what his visa encompasses. He can leave his shop and go to somebody else's shop and test their product. His license, his visa, his work
Really?
visa covers that,
Really?
because that's what he's kind of classified under, because he's in the whole dispensary. And he says, how good that, he says, man, it's like, I don't have to go around and do this or do, he says, it's all on the up and up. He says, they've had people come down to the shop and offer them a pretty good sum of money for his shop, and he's turned them down because he says, no, we're doing good business over there. He says, I'm actually selling to a lot of the shops he's out on the dark side. He says, I'm selling to the shops in Pattaya. He says, I know where they're getting their shit. They're getting them from me.
Yeah, but the next time we go to, when we go to Taco House.
Yeah, Taco House, yeah.
Maybe we could pop in there on the way back, on the way out, or something.
Yeah. I'll just give him it's a real comfortable. He says you wouldn't believe.
I used to grow it.
Right.
And Andy knows about it. So
yeah, he said you wouldn't believe the amount of people. He calls it bacon brew. He says a lot of people, a lot of expats come in from all nationalities, but usually they're a little bit older. They're retired for longs, are coming in the morning.
Yep.
10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning to come sit there and drink their coffee and have a joint.
Well, the thing is, what you got to understand is when you'll feel it. In 20 years' time, you'll feel it.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you wake up in the morning and the aches just start kicking
Yeah.
in. Even I'm in good health. Yeah, my health
Mm-hmm.
is very good. But when I wake up in the morning, I can feel it in my legs. I can feel it in my ankles. I can,
Imagine if it was
it's
cold weather.
yeah. Well, it's strange how it creeps up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So the
And that's
things
what
you
he's saying. He says he's got a good clientele. He says, they're open from the morning all the way into the evening time. And it's a real chill. He doesn't have a kitchen there, but of course you can order food. You can order food from, a place. He's got all the restaurants around him where they'll order and bring the food in if you want food. But we
Yep.
sat there in the little chairs and they had the music on and they had the little ambiance. And tell you what, it was real comfortable, very comfortable. And of course, I sat there and had my Coke Zero and, Ryan, do you want anything else? Do you want this? Do you want, nope, Coke Zero. They're like, no
Well,
problem.
the trouble
Yeah.
is, if you go and have a joint, you can't drive. That's the problem.
That's why they didn't put it because they realized because he's real big on it as well, especially after an incident. He's like, no, the first thing I had to say was, they saw me pull up on the bike and they're like, yeah, when I said Coke Zero, they're like, yeah. And I was offered a shot. They're like, would you like a shot? I said, no, I'm on the bike. They're like, oh yeah, we forgot. No problem. Okay. Yeah, here's another
Yeah.
Coke Zero.
Yeah. So, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I wouldn't partake in having an edible or whatever,
Right.
but I just couldn't do it in that shop because I wouldn't be able to drive afterwards. That's the problem with me. If I have a joint, I can't drive.
Mm-hmm.
They're forecasting more rain. So, is it growing outside or is it growing inside in a tent?
Inside.
In a tent, yeah.
You'll have to see. I'll show you.
Okay, no problem. No, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Andy used to grow inside and outside.
He had a grow house.
Yeah, it wasn't greedy. He only had 80 plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Funny, really. Yeah.
All right. So we had Visa. So we covered Visa. So that does that.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
I will say.
So Robert Groves is saying, except you can't switch from a
OA to a non-O visa in country.
From what I can make out as well, Robert, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're saying it's getting harder and harder to get a non-O.
It depends, and it is. I don't want to ruin his thunder, so we won't talk about.
Well, he's already got a non-O, same as me. So we got grandfather rights, but this is for new people trying to get a non-O. They're making it very difficult.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
but mine's easy. Mine's easy.
Yeah, yours is easy.
And so
the non-O is a bunch of things. No, I'm not saying it. I'm actually asking a question right now. Non-O, if I'm correct, that's your marriage visa.
Yeah.
That's your retirement visa.
Yeah.
Is education a non-O?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. Okay. I think there's like 5 things.
Yeah.
I haven't looked in a while. I used to keep up with it.
And probably a work as well. Is it a work? That's the non-O as well.
I forget. I can tell you that, and we know him. And again, I guess we'll wait till he's still gathering all the information so he can put together a big video for that LTR, long-term residence visa.
Okay, yeah.
That they came out with.
Yeah, you're right.
The girl yesterday, Sky Samuels, on Richard's show, she says that was her big complaint about. That's really one of her only complaints about Thailand was. She shows up on arrival, gets 3 months in Malaysia. And if she wants another 3 months, she just leave, come right back in. There's no questions asked. So,
yeah, because Malaysia is very, very, it's quite European.
Right. Yeah. Well, they have, common law there from England.
From the British. Yeah.
So I can tell you that when I came here and they were still doing I pulled a 60-day tourist visa to come here.
Yeah.
And I had every intention on doing a touch of travel. And that's why I didn't want to get any other type of visa. And I thought for sure, I said, I'll just roll the dice. And I said, okay, everywhere else, like I was going to go to Singapore, I was going to go here, I was going to go there. I said, surely they're going to open back up. Well, then what happened? The reverse happens. They actually did away with the test and go and shut it back down. If you remember, come about December last year, they got
Yeah,
real
I remember.
scared when he had that little wave hit. So
Yep.
I was like, oh, the heck with this. So I just did some COVID extensions. I said, it's best just to stay put in the country and not go anywhere. And just, kind of wait till things cool down a little bit. Well, when
Yes.
they did away with the COVID extensions, I had to it was about time I'd started going to school already. So I'd started that school program, and they're like, we'll help you process the visa, but
Y-
you'll have to leave the country. And, I made some phone calls, talked to some people, and I said, listen, I've been on COVID extensions. They're like, Ryan, you got to leave the country and come back in. So me being me, I said, okay, out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to leave
Yep.
the country. And when I'm out of the country, I'm not going to come in on a visa exemption. I'm going
Yep.
to actually pull a visa in the country. I went to Cambodia, went to
Okay.
immigration there, pulled
Yep.
a visa there, brought them all my information, said, boom, 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 here it is, paid my little money, got my visa, came back in the country. Would you know that as soon as I hit that line and they looked at my passport and saw all those extensions, well, what are you doing here? Well, and I got the third degree.
Yep.
And I have a feeling if I would have told them, well, I'm just coming in so I can just change my visa over to an education visa, they might have denied me
Okay.
because
Okay.
they like you to come in on the visa that you're intending on. They
Yep.
even though it's all totally on the up and up, if you come in on a tourist visa with the intent of getting a retirement or a marriage or anything, they're like, well, why didn't you get that visa outside the country and come in on it? It's like, because you
Yeah.
don't
Well, so,
have to.
yeah. Yeah.
You don't,
But
know,
saying that, it's easier to get it outside the country.
yes. My buddy has pulled a retirement visa. You say that he pulled his retirement visa outside in the U.S. Now, in order for us to get a retirement visa out in the U.S., like to do
Okay.
everything now, this was 5 years ago. I think stuff has changed now. I think you can do it online if you
Okay.
have all the paperwork together. He had to go to a not a consulate. You have to go to a um,
Embassy.
embassy. In the U.S., there's 3 embassies, one in D.C., one in Chicago, one in L.A. or San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's one on the West Coast, one up there. So if you're in the southern states, you've got a 2-hour plane ride just to hit I mean, it's not around the corner. You've got to
No.
go there or mail it in. That's a
Yeah.
pain in the rear end, and a lot of people are gun shy about putting their visa in the mail.
Have you got an online portal where you got to put it in online on the portal first before you go to the embassy? Or
I don't know. I know this that you can now, like when I came over here, I actually got my visa online. I don't think they might be called e-visas, but it's the regular old 60-day tourist visa.
yeah,
And I want to say I still have my created account. And you don't have to send in your passport, anything. Now you have a bunch of uploaded pictures and
yeah,
documents together. So,
yeah,
and that's what I explained to Daz once. I was like, listen, if you're ever coming and you think you're going to be a little longer than this, I said, man, just go on there and for $30 or $45, whatever it was, you pull a 60-day visa, no problem. It takes a couple days, comes right back to you, print it out. And when I arrived, I handed it to them. They stamped my passport, and 60 days I had in the country.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like, anybody that's coming for more than 30 days, you get 60 days, no problem, just by
yes,
doing it all online. It was so easy.
yes. And I found the same when I applied for my visa here, because I obviously married to
Hmm.
Price, she's Thai and Thai daughter. I applied for my non-O 1 year, but I didn't realise. I thought, oh, it's a 1 year visa.
Hmm.
But if you don't get multi-entry, you've only got 90 days when you arrive.
Right.
So you got to apply and get the extension straight away.
Now, from my understanding, you can get them all, like, let's say someone that goes and gets a retirement visa.
Yeah.
It's better it depends on how many times you leave the country. If you leave the country for more than 4 times, or you have more than 4 planned trips, it's better to get the multiple entry visa. But if you're not going to leave the country more than 4 times, maybe just twice, get the regular one because they're
Yeah.
going to charge you 1,900 baht when you leave the country. You go down
Yes.
there to immigration, get your exit stamp or your exit, and
Yeah.
you
You got to
know,
get your
and you
exit
give them your
stamp,
little
haven't you?
1,900 baht. So they said, I think it's like a 5,000 baht difference between multiple entry and regular. So,
Yeah. If I was mad enough to return to the UK, for example,
mhm.
then I would have to go down to immigration and get an exit stamp.
Yes,
It's
yes.
300 baht, and then I can come back in on that as well. So
Mm-hmm. Is it three? I forgot what I remember. It was something they told me it worked out because I've had people that looked into both because they're like, listen, we're getting ready to take a trip. We're going to go to Hong Kong this year and Singapore,
yeah,
and then I'm going to go back home. I'm only taking 3 trips this year or 3 planned ones,
yeah.
and I was thinking about getting the multiple entry visa, but then I realized, man, it costs like you said, 300 baht just to go down to immigration. Doesn't make sense to get a multiple entry.
Like I take my hat off to like Mitch and
Mm-hmm.
Joe and Chuck and Chocolate Man and Alex and all those
Mm-hmm.
guys who do the traveling because I'm just not ready to travel yet. I'm just not ready to travel.
Well, it's a little bit different for you. I mean, when you're traveling with not only your wife, but also, your
Anna
daughter as well,
and the cat
and the cat. What's the cat's name?
Cookie.
Cookie. So that makes it a little bit different. If I wanted to travel, if theoretically I'm looking at the 2 boxes on my motorcycle,
Yeah,
so I could go right there to my closet, which is about 10 feet away, grab the saddlebags for my motorcycle, throw them on the bike, pack some clothes up, and throw them in the bike, pack up my computer, and tomorrow I could be, wherever I wanted to go within the country.
yeah. See, that's the problem as well. When you've got a cat or a dog, it's very restricting. It's the first
Hmm.
animal I've had in. This is the first animal I've had in a long time.
Right.
But if my sister and the cat were hanging on the cliff, I would be saving the cat first.
I think if there was a lizard on side the cliff and your sister, you'd save the lizard.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd probably save the lizard and step
Hmm.
on my sister's hands.
Yeah. So visas are a funny thing around here. They're easy for some, not easy for others. It's going to be dependent on your situation. Mine's a little difficult. Young people under the age of 50, or if you're not married, or if you don't have loads of money.
But you're
I'm
studying, though.
sorry. I
You're
have a
studying.
I have a hard time coming off of what is it, 20,000 US for an elite visa. It it
I,
just
I can understand people doing it like 30 to wake up because when you speak to Kevin and he explains it to you, I
mhm.
totally understand where because
Yeah. I'm
he
not
does he doesn't want any aggravation whatsoever. He doesn't want to
okay.
fill in one form. He doesn't want to even do a signature.
I I understand completely. I'm not knocking anybody that
No, no,
gets an
no, no,
elite
no. I'm not
visa.
saying
I
you are.
said I have a hard time reaching in my back pocket, pulling out
Oh,
$20,000 and saying, "Give me a 5 or 10." What is 20,000? The 10-year visa, or I think it's
yeah.
5 is
Me,
whatever. I looked at the
probably,
prices because I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get that visa," and then I went, "No." I said,
probably
"Oh
like
my
me,
goodness!"
me, probably me, Robert, and even Mitch are in the same situation. We just carry on doing the visas the way we do it, which is easy.
Right, right.
So we pay
Um,
1,900 baht a year, and they're
but
done. It's
But that
simple.
used to be, I remember always, because it always comes up on just about everybody's YouTube channel. Oh, I'm not over 50. What do I do for a
Yeah,
visa? Oh my God. And I can remember just about every YouTuber out there
yeah.
that's under the age of 50 saying, don't worry about it. Just get over here. You figure it out when you get here. Trust us, trust us,
Oh
trust
no,
us.
no,
And then as of probably the last
no.
year or two, everybody's going, whoops, remember how we said it was easy? It's not that easy anymore. You can stay a year, but
Yeah,
it's getting tougher beyond a year. They're really starting to ask a lot of questions and make sure you're on the up and up.
Well, at the moment as well in Pattaya, anyone coming to Pattaya, John TM, or any area at the moment, remember to keep a photocopy of your passport and your visa on your phone or a hard copy.
Not only the passport, but the stamp.
The stamp, because if you haven't got it, they're taking you straight
Mhm.
to prison here.
Well, they take you to the police station, and you got to get your way out. Me, I have pictures of mine and
Yeah,
everything.
but have
So,
you seen the cell they're putting you in? You got
yeah,
one toilet and 200 people.
right. Um,
Come on.
but you've also got to realize what they're targeting as well. I mean, they're not
Yeah,
coming out on the media and saying it, but they're targeting Chinese nationals and these nightclubs because they've noticed that some of the crime that they're getting here with these people doing the illegal gambling and this, that,
yeah,
the other, they've all been on overstay for 2 years.
yeah.
You know, and you've got
That's
me
probably
here
the
who,
same with the Russians as well. Well, there's a
yeah,
lot of
you've got
Russians
me
like that.
here that is doing everything on the up and up, making
Yeah,
sure that I'm right. This, my motorcycle's registered correctly. I've got the insurance, the
yeah.
state taxes are paid up, my driver's license, you know. So when the police stop me now, um, same guy I got usually get stopped about Dolphin Roundabout, and they know what I'm doing. They know where I'm going, but they don't recognize me. They just see a Falong driving up, so it's that good old profile. And it was the same guy that always stops me, and I couldn't even get into my back pocket. I'm reaching my license out, and he's telling me go and just waving me on because he knows I have all my stuff together.
Oh,
One day later, it was another policeman. I pull out my license, hand it to him, and he was. I'll give it to him. He's very polite, telling everybody hello and asking for
yeah.
everybody's license. And I handed him my license. He turns it over, looks at the back, and it was the car license. And he's going for car. And I went and I looked. I said, "Oh, katu, katu, katu," telling him sorry, 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 and handed him the motorcycle. He saw that. He's like, "Oh, go, you good?" So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was it. That was it. They didn't even ask to see the rest of the paperwork because once he
You,
saw I
you,
had
you-
both of them, it was,
yeah. You always wearing a helmet as well, aren't you? You always wearing a helmet.
yep, yep,
Yep. So,
a
so this,
proper helmet at that.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. You get people here, but they moan because they don't stick to the rules.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
some
and
of them, they look at it, it's like if you roll the dice, and I'm not going to say I've been a perfect angel. There's been times when I've just jumped on the bike just to go down the road real quick and don't put on a helmet.
yeah,
If I get caught without it, it's kind of like not wearing your seatbelt back at home. You know better. You know what's up. You know they're checking all the time.
yeah,
It's your turn in the barrel, pay your fine, and go on with your day.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
caught.
But
It's happened to me. The only time that I ever sat there and kind of rolled my eyes is when I got the ticket for being over the white line, and the white line was obliterated in the street. And I was like,
yeah,
all right, guys, that was kind of next time just stop me and say, can I have 200 baht?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I think that's the thing with um the amount of increased police checks recently.
Yeah.
I know we've had the
And fines have gone up too.
the APEC meeting. We've had the APEC
Yeah.
meeting here, haven't we? And the security is a lot higher. Then obviously I had to
Hmm.
drive to the airport last week as well, and the
Right.
security was massive there, absolutely
Hmm.
massive at the airport.
So,
And I didn't fly out though. I got no intention of flying anywhere.
nope, nope.
No. I just don't want to do it. That's about
All
it. So
right.
this week, what we up to this week then? So we got greenies tomorrow.
Yep. Rainey's tomorrow.
Greenies tomorrow.
Tuesday. Are we gonna?
But
Well, Tuesday you're gonna do the family stuff.
okay, yeah, I do the
I'm
family
going to
stuff.
try to convince somebody at tomorrow night. I'll find a fellow YouTuber or moderator and see if I can't drag one of them down to fill in for you for La Pub on Tuesday. I'm
Okay,
going to try to do that because that's a 4 o'clock deal. Wednesday, nothing. We got to fast on Wednesday. We have to fast on Wednesday for Thursday.
correct.
And then Friday is full recovery from
Yeah,
Thursday.
from Thursday.
Saturday
nothing.
will be, let's see, Thursday. We also got to keep in mind about football because the football games come on Thursday in America during the day. So that means Thursday night and Friday morning is
Yeah,
football.
yeah. So
And then the
Friday,
weekend,
Friday's going to be a write off.
Yeah,
Then,
so
then we got the weekend. We can either do Saturday or we could do Sunday or
you got to be careful there because we got the college championship games. You got like the SEC championship. You
yeah.
got
Okay.
Michigan versus Ohio State. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
so,
see that Tennessee is it who lost today?
oh no,
Tennessee.
that's not this weekend. That's the weekend after. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Tennessee lost, didn't they? They lost
Yeah, they
yesterday.
lost.
They
Yeah,
got whipped.
their
They got,
quarterback's injured, I believe.
he's out. He's out for the
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Yeah. Was he done? Pull the groin or?
I don't know, but it was like Tennessee
It,
fans got to be. It's like they were right there and they're playing such good ball, and then just
oh,
you know,
he hit the floor like a bag of shit.
yeah,
And the ball was already loose.
yep.
It should have been a touchdown, but they called it back, but they won anyway. So, but the other teams were quite lucky, weren't they? Like Georgia,
No,
TCU,
Georgia whooped their ass. No, you're talking about like TCU
TCU. Yeah,
and
well,
then
they were very, very
Michigan.
lucky, very lucky.
Who was
Both.
playing Ohio State playing or whoever's playing Maryland and
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah,
Good run.
yeah. Those three were really lucky this
Yeah.
weekend.
LSU.
Alabama had a. I switched over because the other games were more interesting, and Alabama season's over.
Yeah.
So there was no way for Alabama to get back into the playoffs. So
No. They're saying that if LSU wins next week in College Station, they've got to go to A&M, and then they somehow miraculously beat Georgia, which anything can happen, but boy, that's going to be tough to do.
I'll be honest with you. I honestly thought this year Georgia would be weaker because they lost so many people to the draft. I think they lost about 16 players to the draft. And this year they're even stronger.
Yeah. You want to know something scary? If a lot of these boys don't go into the draft from LSU, they're getting so many key players back next year.
Yeah, because they're a young squad. They're a really young team.
Yeah, Brian Kelly's building up that squad, so they might be hell to play with next year.
Yeah, I do worry about Alabama. I know you don't, but I do because obviously it's my team. So obviously we're going to lose our quarterback. We're going to lose our a couple of linebackers, really good defensive linebackers, and I think it's going to be interesting. But the season's wasted. Every year is interesting anyway. It's just that Alabama's just had a really, really poor year.
So
gutted.
Well, we don't have. I didn't see Joe come in tonight, and no Cobus, and no the gent.
No, but we've had a few regulars. Well, the gent's really busy because he's packing up to come to Thailand permanently.
Yeah. So
and then what's his name? Sean from Dip Media. Do you know that name? Dip Media. Yeah, he's already here. Because he said to me, "I'll meet you in the Wombat." I said, "I don't really go there." I said, "I haven't been there for weeks."
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. Are you going to do your charts tonight for all 4 people in the chat?
I could do one chart. Oh, there's 8 people in the chat.
There's 8 people in the chat. Well, you got to realize I account for a couple of. Oh, it's 8 now. Yeah, I said the word chart, and everybody comes running.
All right, I do the
because they know that I'm getting ready to head out. Because once you start your charts, that's it for me.
Well, you're not going to bring any money over this week, yeah?
No, I already took care of a little bit the other day. Like I told you, I just do a cost average. I mean, I'll try to play it a little bit, but the amount of money I just brought over last week, it wouldn't amount to a hill of beans.
Okay, well,
the difference.
I will do a couple of. I'll tell you what, I'll do a couple of charts live, and I'll let you depart.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night then.
Well, I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and. We've just had a great week, though, haven't we? We've had a really good fun week.
I tell you, this week's going to be busy as well.
Oh, man, honestly. The one thing that concerns me about doing this channel is the amount of fucking weight I'm going to put
on. Maybe we'll go find a salad spot.
I think we really do need to go and find a good salad spot.
We'll go review the salad bar at the Sizzler. I know everybody loves the Sizzler.
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
I'm really up for that. That sounds like a really good one. Because I was going to say, let's go and do the salads in. I haven't been there for a few weeks. The Cajun life, because the salads in there are amazing.
Yeah, I did that this morning.
You fucker.
Well, Brian, I did it at 12 o'clock, but I had pancakes and eggs.
Oh, did you? You didn't have a salad then? You just said that.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right then. Okay then. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
what I'll do is I'll do the charts quickly, and then I'll depart because I know some people just come onto the stream and just come on to see the charts.
Yeah.
Apparently,
How do you say it? How do you say it? The charts.
the charts.
The charts, baby.
Yeah. My technical analysis for this week's
Yeah.
going to be the US dollar against the Thai baht.
Well, you have fun and enjoy yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, my friend. Take
All
care,
right,
Ryan.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything. I'll send you that stuff to the crowd. If you're there, Ryan, in the background, I'm going to send you stuff to the cloud. So there you go. I'm just going to put it onto there. I'm going to share a screen. And I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Share screen. And I've just got to find the right one. There you go. And I hope you can see that. I'll move this over so you can see my mouse. As you can see, the Thai baht ended a little bit stronger against the US dollar. So it ended up at about 35.8 on close on Friday, Saturday morning here. On the Sunday, I can see it going down, meeting this trend line, which is 35, then bouncing back up. So it could go back up. It might not go up as far as 37, but it could do. I see this going up and down for a little bit until we get the inflation figures coming through the first week of December, which is about 10 days' time. And that's about it, really. But if you look at it, it's been gradually going up, and all of a sudden we have been hit recently. I just hope it's not the US dollar turning over. But if I can get 37 early week after next, I'll be quite happy. So, and that's about it, really. But do you want to see a Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to be doing this ad lib. So let's go up here. Investing.com. And we go long term. USD. And technical chart. And the chart I'm going to do now is Bitcoin for those people who love Bitcoin. Let's see if I can find the Bitcoin here. There you go. To make my life easier. This is Bitcoin. I'm looking at this chart. Can you see where there's not a lot of movement in that? Let's have a look over the last 7 days. Yeah, it's just trickling along. I think this is going to break down. So I can't see this going up. So in Bitcoin and all the cryptos, I think the trouble is with this scam, this Ponzi scheme, which has been going on in the crypto world, I honestly believe it's going to knock retailers' confidence. And there's all the MC, NBC, or whatever they're called, bullshit financial channels, Bloomberg, all trying to pump crypto. But they're trying to pump something where the market has been totally hit by a complete fraud. This fraud, which has gone on in the this new Ponzi scheme, it makes you wonder if the whole thing's a Ponzi scheme. But I'm looking at the charts here tonight, and to me, it looks like it's going to go down on Monday. So that's about it, really. I hope. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in tonight. I'm going off now because I need a little sleep before the American football starts. I don't know if you're still there, Andy, but Andy, I love you, brother. Andy's a great guy. Love you, Robert, if you're still there. Love you, Ryan, or anyone else is there, because I think there's about 6 people in the chat. That's about it for this week, guys. Hope to see you next Sunday. Please come along and join the chat for a laugh. I always put up the panel chat as well, but if you want to join the panel, you're more than welcome to. You know, it's this is a really, really chilled out show. Camp David. Who's Camp David? Oh, we've got to find out who Camp David is. Who's Camp David? Tell us a bit about yourself, Camp David, because obviously you've been sitting in the background. So I just want to know, because it's easier to make you a moderator. Because what you'll find in our show is that in our live chats, I make everybody a moderator, and the reason why I do that is because that way I can see everybody in the chat, and it also means when somebody comes on, you can check out somebody else's channel. And the way I see this channel, it's not really my channel, because I'm never going to monetize it. It's all about people just enjoying themselves and having a good time, and that's what it's all about. And if I put that channel up for the Bitcoin's looking terrible. Share screen. There you go. And that's the way I'm looking at Bitcoin. So to me, I reckon it's heading into the bear market. I reckon that's going to break down. It all depends what news comes out, but the financial news is looking terrible. Camp David, thank you very much for coming in. Let's check your channel out. I think I'll check your channel out. Can I do it there? Manage videos, live. I have to come across to be a moderator on my own channel. Go to channel. Oh, you've only got 1 subscriber. Well, yeah, I've just subscribed to you, David. You got 2 now. You got a dog, and you got a moonshot. Very nice. But you've been. I know you're not a troll, because you've been on this since 2015. I really hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I don't know where you come from, David, but we do this show every Sunday at 8 o'clock, generally to 10 o'clock. It's a little bit earlier tonight because I'm absolutely knackered. We've had such a tough week in Thailand. People don't realise how hard it is when you're not doing nothing. But welcome to the show. Anyway, guys, thank you everybody for popping in tonight. Please come down. If anyone's got a question now, throw it into the chat and I'll answer it. But if not, I'm going to say good night, because I need to get some sleep. This is the trouble. When you're 62 and you've got a 5-year-old, life is not easy, shall we say. Anna wants to go to the water park on Tuesday. So there you go. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for everyone popping in. Thanks for all the kind comments. And see you next Sunday. Ciao.